Welcome to the Angel of Thy Night radio show, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lord Rick of the Paranormal and Ghost Society organization and your talk show host. And tonight's show is going to be a very special episode. We'll probably cover about 2 hours, then I got to fly. I'll explain that a little bit later. But anyway, someone in the chat room asked if anyone's here. Of course someone's here. The Lord is with you. And tonight's show, we're going to start off with a little bit of comedy. We're going to start off with a little bit of humor, and then we're going to get pretty serious about some of our most recent updates and paranormal investigations. And bear with me a little bit because, you know, it's not easy doing this show when you're stoned. It's not. But when am I not stoned, right? And, of course, as you know, the Paranormal and Ghost Society is a proud sponsor. I can't even talk. Sponsor of cannabis and trying to get it legalized across the country. And, hey, it seems to be working. Our voice is going very far. The Paranormal and Ghost Society is one of the biggest paranormal organizations in the country. Technically, I would like to even say we're much larger almost than TAPS. Sure, you know, TAPS got a lot of chapters and they got a lot of members and stuff, but, you know, we don't have the help of a TV show. When we go out, we do this. This is the real thing. You know, we're up in the canyons. We're up in the mountains. We're slaving our asses off in the fucking desert. You know, and that sounds bad, but hey, there are aliens out there, and that's what this is about. And we're glad to be in Las Vegas because we're live from Vegas, and we're hosting some of the largest paranormal investigations since the history of this organization. And one of those investigations we got going on is a TV producer had contacted me. Well, he works with 2 different networks, and he also owns a part of this property. And he's up there, up actually on the west end of Las Vegas. And what's going on? Excuse me for the interruption. What's going on is that this producer had contacted me and told me, you know, hey, we want you for the show. He thinks TAPS is bullshit, too. He's like, oh, man, he goes, those guys are good actors. He goes, but you, Lord Rick, you got the real deal going on. Because we want to give people what they want to see. Life, death, everything all included. Toking, smoking, and hiking, and cliff climbing, and whatever we got to do to bring you people, our fans, our members, the people who browse our site, one hell of some fucking adventures. And you're going to realize that this show is here to entertain you. We're here to promote you. We're here to have guests. We're here to have a good time and party. Because we're live from Las Vegas, and this is the Angel of Thy Night radio show. And I'll tell you what, some of our episodes, they've been classics, man. And you know, you can look back at some of our shows, you can see when we first started off and how far we've come along. But you never know who's listening to our show. Last week's show, so many people listened to it, you people probably have no idea how big we actually are. But I had fan emails, and I had, you know, people write me and say, hey, I listened to the last episode. And, you know, I had, on the last episode, exposed some of those hate groups and people that were after us. And, you know, people wrote me, and they sympathized, and they said, you know, tell me what to do. How do we handle this? And people united in the Paranormal and Ghost Society at that point. And, you know, like I said, it's just, you know, we're not here for hatred. We're here to have a good time, drama-free. This is Angel of Thy Night Paranormal Radio. We're not just a regular paranormal program, though. We're an adult program. Are you all adults out there? Because if you're all adults out there, we're going to have a good fucking time tonight. And anyways, I'm going to have a good time either way, whether I do a good show or not. You know, I got the pipe here and a little bit of the lavender kush, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, you know, if you've been keeping up with the Paranormal Ghost Society, maybe you haven't. You'd know that I've been putting out a lot of killer updates. The times I went to Savannah, Georgia, or should I say the time. And I went out there around Christmas time of 2007, and I took a Greyhound out there, and you know, I had no investigators, nobody, and I thought to myself, if I can pull this Savannah off and make it bigger than TAPS, we would get noticed, and we have been getting noticed, which is really great news. I conquered Savannah, and I did it on foot. miles upon miles of hiking through the city, hiking outside the city, starting off at a battlefield, working my way into one of the most Gothic cemeteries in the country. I ripped my pants. I ripped them out of fence. I will not lie. I was climbing. The Lord sins too. I was climbing where I was not supposed to be. I also stepped in some swampland or marshland, and the water went up to my knees, and I had to wear wet shoes for 24 hours till the next Greyhound took me out of town. But I went to Laurel Grove. I went down dark alleys. I went down historical streets and squares where people were hung, and cemeteries where people were murdered. And I hiked down a highway with railroad tracks and ended up in a fort, climbing the fort, climbing on the cannons. Heard things. I heard wolves, things that could eat me. But not only did I have that occur, but I ended up going to Bonaventure Cemetery, rated to be one of the most beautiful cemeteries in the country. I went in and something touched me in that cemetery. Something put its hand on me. On the way back, I hit a Catholic cemetery. My legs, the feeling in them, not being able to stand anymore, your feet hurting. Every hour I was getting more sick with the flu. I had a rash that was bleeding. I kept pushing on because I wanted to finish the night at the railroad station, a nice haunted railroad station, a place that you could urban explore because it's just so massive and there's so many structures and buildings around that area. Savannah, it's one of the most haunted cities. We put up EVPs, every single investigation. We did it in Savannah. We put up some killer ghost photos. There's a couple of them. If you look, you can see the pupil of the eye, the outline of the nose and the lips. We've proven ghosts exist. We've done it many times. They may not show up as clear on our website because that's what the web does. It distorts images. And you can't see all the details sometimes that are there, and sometimes you can. But we put up some decent photos. I've even dissected some of the faces. You can see them as clear. It's not a fluke. It's not magic. It is the power of Lord Rick, brought before my fans and brought before my members, because they're able to see and learn about what the afterlife is. But it's not just the afterlife. We're kick-ass explorers, too. And don't forget, I'd never forget my explorer friends. And all you guys that tune on into my show, especially tonight, a couple weeks ago, you didn't know about the show. I apologize. But, we had to dish out the truth to those that, really had it coming to them. We did a good job. I've had attorneys contact me. Hell, I've had police officers contact me. And speaking of fucking police officers, Jesus Christ, I was riding home from today, and I was cruising along. I had my mind in another place. And I ended up going in the other lane, not the opposite lane, but a carpool lane, and a highway patrol got behind me, pulled me over, and my insurance card had gotten stolen, I guess, when they broke my windows, because I have not been able to find it since then. But anyways, my insurance card I did not have, so I got a ticket. I got to take driving school for being in the carpool lane. Of course, I'm fighting that one because I had ghosts sitting next to me. The ghosts were sitting next to me, and that fucking officer said, "You ain't got nobody else in the car." The hell, I don't have nobody else in the car. The dead walk amongst the Lord. It's like the army of darkness, the army of the dead, All I need now is a goddamn fucking chainsaw on my arm. What the hell? So, anyways, yeah, the Lord got a couple tickets today. That's not going to be the first time. Because me and the cops, we're close. We're like brothers, man. Cops every week. Cops chasing the Lord over fences, fucking helicopters, U.S. government. I've been there. I've outran cops. The sins of the Lord. Every couple weeks I confess my sins. I ran from a cop a couple days ago. I wasn't doing nothing illegal. I was going home. Just wanted to go home. I just wanted a bowl of fucking cereal. That's all I wanted. Even the Lord must eat. So I go I'm going past Children's Memorial Park and all this other stuff. There's a cop sitting right there, a couple biker cops talking. He turns on his lights, gets ready to start following me, starts following me. I stepped on it, man. I made that Subaru go like 90 miles an hour in like 0 to 3 seconds. That little bitch of a 4-cylinder car could do that, especially when you're in a hurry. I gunned it, went around the corner, went around another corner. I whipped real quick. I parked and ran in. It's like, this guy ain't going to know which way to go. He doesn't know. He doesn't know because I escaped him. And I made him waste his time, his energy, riding around looking for the Lord. Ain't going to catch me. But the cop today, he did catch me. He caught me in the carpool lane. I was carpooling home. It's the only empty lane on the thruway. What could I say? In a hurry to get home. I was thinking about smoking a big one. I was like, I get home, I smoke a fatty, hit a couple fucking chicken nuggets with some fucking ketchup, and who knows, maybe get lucky, get the root beer out of the fridge. Or maybe the Miller Lite, right? But anyways, I sat there today, and the cop was all busting my balls, and I'm thinking, you want to hear something even funnier is I left it in, when I put it in park on the thruway, I left it halfway between park and reverse. Well, guess what? My car was backing into a cop car. Almost hit him. And I looked up, and he's shouting on the loudspeaker, "You're going to hit me, you're going to hit me." I'm like, oh, this just gets better and better, by the moment. Shit happens. Just goes to show you the Lord is not perfect. But last week's show, despite how good of a show it was, we did have one person from one of our groups. They're like, "I will not listen to this anymore. I am leaving the group." This dude joins my group. He says, "I want to find some pussy. I want to find some pussy on your list." I'm like, okay, well, you're approved. What the hell? Everybody deserves a fair chance, right? But he joins my list, looking for pussy. Turns around, listens to my show, and says, "I'm fucking appalled." Okay, so I appall you. It won't be a first. I appall the United States of America. But you know what? I still run for president. See, there's a problem with our universe. You got all these leaders and all these countries and everything else. What you need is, like, someone to control the entire planet. Just be like, I don't like your fucking country. You're causing trouble. Bye. Wipe them off the map, United States of America, you're up everybody's fucking ass. We're going to fucking bring in the helicopters and drop shit on you. Want to be up everybody's ass. It's, all these new laws that they keep proposing about how they're going to spy on our cell phones and can listen in now, and now they can trace you to wherever location you are and all this other garbage. It's like man was meant to handle his own affairs, not be in a society where you're told what to do. Want to do drugs? Do drugs. You're fucking sitting there, in your fucking house. You want to do that? Do that. That's your right. And no police officer should uphold those laws, because those laws did not exist years ago. And I guess what I'm trying to educate people on is to stand up for yourself and say, fuck these laws, fuck these people. It's like, hey, I'm a goddamn paranormal investigator. I trespass. But you better believe it, one of the most popular paranormal groups in the country. Because I have no shame, but I have nothing to hide. I'm telling you, I trespass. And I enjoy it, and I don't hurt nothing. And all those other paranormal groups who want to criticize me, go fuck yourselves, man. It's the Lord Rick. We can do what the hell we want. The land is to the spirits. It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the spirits. All that energy from trees, from plants, from flowers, from souls, surrounds us. No house is haunted. It's a land that's haunted 90% of the fucking time. I'm just letting you know it. And I'm letting some of you paranormal groups know. You're being amateurs. You're not, you got to think about how to go about this. Are you a paranormal investigator? Are you a fucking pussy? Go out there, and fucking have fun doing what you're doing. That's what the Paranormal and Ghost Society is about. We're going to go out there, we're going to have fun, because we're live in Las Vegas. And, of course, with other good news, probably in the next 6 months I will be leaving Las Vegas to go back to California. Oh, no, I'm not going to let California slip through my hands, baby. California is mine. I've seen what's out there. I've hiked. I know there's shit out there in those woods. And the things that I have experienced in my 3 months in California, most residents that live there for 20 years don't get to experience it. I spent 3 months almost in the fucking outdoors in the mountains. It's the Paranormal Ghost Society. Even when we're homeless, we're still working for you. Laugh. Go ahead. Laugh. I know it's funny. But you wait and see. Because tomorrow, we're going to be meeting one of those TV producers. And we're going to have a local film crew follow us around. We'll probably put it on television. If not, we will air the entire episode on YouTube. It depends what kind of contract. It depends what we come up with. But like he said, this is bigger than taps. This is you, Lord Rick. He says it's all you. So tomorrow we're going to go out on our little journey. I'm going to do a daytime tour of this location. Because, hey, sometimes it's good to go during the day. That's what I like about urban explorers. They go out during the day and they get some really good photos. Us paranormal investigators, we can't always get those good photos, because we go at night to a lot of places. And, of course, because I'm looking for paranormal activity. But it doesn't mean I don't like to explore. I love the urban explorer. Since we've been around since 2001 or whatever, when we first got the ideas down and how we're going to run this whole entire organization and plan out the next 10, 15, 20 years of this group, I was urban exploring. First investigation, one of the first I did with the Paranormal and Ghost Society here, that I was ahead of, getting the people to come out. Central Terminal Railroad Station, and some of you from Buffalo know that. Big tower, creepy place. They got, tunnels and fucking rooms, and it's just creepy. It's haunted. It's, people have had a lot of experiences. I had a lot of experiences here too. I remember our first investigation. Skinny guy comes out, his name is Jeff, and he's just all, he's like, I'm going to get this gear and that gear. And it was kind of funny because then by the second and third investigation, he was spending hundreds of dollars on flashlights and gear to explore, because he liked the train station. It's one of our first investigations. And, we didn't do too much. It's just me and him. But we went, in a lot of buildings. We were pretty shaky at it, we heard something go on, like a big pipe bang behind us. We heard movement, there was probably somebody in there with us. And you got two guys, they're new to this. It's not like today, you fuck with me, I fuck up your shit. Back then it was, let's fucking keep low, let's fucking hide. But, nowadays I hear the pipe behind me, I'm like, who the fuck is there? You want to fucking mess with me? Let's do it. But back then, it was different. I was fascinated with the railroad station. And second time we went there, we always took different people every time we went. We went there like 3-4 times at night, and one time we went up to the top of the tower. That was just stellar. No ghosts there, just great fucking exploration. And we were in there, and it's just, you look at it now, they want to demolish it, and they're starting to... It's just a really amazing place. But anyways, so we get back on track, so I don't discuss our paranormal investigation at Central Terminal. I want to discuss some of the more recent investigations that we have had. And I'm going to tell you something. These investigations, we may have not got a lot of ghosts and things on out here in Vegas, but the activity is so much more different out here. There is activity, but there's more physical type of things going on. When I say physical, I'm saying, fucking eyes in the desert, movement, creatures, things watching, things from probably other worlds. I do believe that just outside of Las Vegas is probably the biggest chance of having an extraterrestrial experience. getting abducted, being fucking anal probed. Something I'm not going to get involved with because, you know, like I said, I like broads, man. Some of you guys, I'm sure you like broads too, and you don't want to be anal probed in the desert, all right? But anyways, I'm going out in the desert like a fool, you see. Going out there in the middle of nowhere by myself half of the time, you know. I'm standing out there down some road my car can't even get down, and, you know, and you're sitting there and you're thinking, Jesus Christ, anything could happen to me. I could die out here. Because that's the reality. You're in the desert. You need water. And when the sun comes up, that's it. It's over. You're cooking. You are cooking. Temperatures get 120 degrees easily out there. You get stranded. You hit your head. You get bit by a snake. It's all over for you. So we've been learning how to cope with and deal with the desert. And, of course, a few days ago, I was woken up early in the morning like, Rick, you know, you want to go hiking? I'm like, hiking? Where are you going? Oh, I'm just going up to Red Rock. I was like, I'm in. Count me in, man. And it turned into us guys just parking somewhere on the side of the road. We looked at a mountain full of rocks, cliffs, sharp edges, you know, nothing to really get your footing on going up, sand. And, you know, we climbed this bitch. And it's hundreds of feet up, and it takes a long time because you go 3-4 rocks. Then you take a break. Then you jump maybe over a giant rock or to a giant rock. Then you climb a crevice. You got to put your feet along the grooves and the edges. Climb through the crevice and up. You know, pretty soon, you know, you look out and you're at the fucking peak and you're thinking, yeah, man, it's what the Paranormal Ghost Society is really about. Put our lives at stake. We sat there, we smoked 4 joints. Smoked the joint at the peak. I smoked the joint halfway climbing up. I was living it up. My knee's busted right now. I'm in bad shape. And you know what? I still climbed that mountain. No matter how bad it hurt, how many times my knee gave out. I managed to hop rock to rock, and we got to the peak. It actually has 2 peaks. It kind of looks like a pair of tits, this mountain we climbed. Pair of tits, you know? And we were on a tit that was a little smaller than the bigger tit. So, like, you have C cup, D cup, we were on C cup. And then the party I was with was like, well, we've seen most of it, so let's go home, you know. And he's sitting there hammering his heart, and he's like, Lord Rick, you know, are you even tired? I said, no, man. You know, we were out in the desert heat about over 100 degrees for 4 hours almost. And it took us a couple hours just to get to the summit of the peak, which overlooked 100 miles of desert. But, you know, a couple times we almost lost footing and fell backwards. Could have easily went over a cliff. We could have easily went over the rocks. It was that easy to face death. That easy. And someone asked me on my list, they're like, Rick, why are you doing this? You know, you could die, you know. They're wondering, they're like trying to figure out how we're not scared. There's no room to be scared when you're a paranormal investigator. There's no room to be scared when you're an urban explorer. You go out and you do it because you enjoy it and because you can. And that's exactly what I did the other day. It did not matter to me if I died. I climbed the mountain because it strengthened my legs so that I can better help my explorers and investigators when we're in the California mountains being chased by fucking 12-foot Sasquatch with a hairy fucking ass stenching up the whole forest and fucking ready to make me his fucking, I don't even want to say it because it's that disgusting. Fine. Make me his bitch. But anyways, I don't want to be Bigfoot's bitch. We need to be strong when we're in the woods or the desert. I have hiked, and I have been in almost every terrain now. I face the swamps in Florida. I face the coldness in New York. I face the harshness of the desert. And I have faced the monolithic Wild West in California. This is AngelOfThyNight Paranormal Radio, and we're running a great program tonight. And I hope all you fans are tuning in. I want to thank you for being here tonight. It takes a lot of courage to be listening to the AngelOfThyNight radio show. So anyways, that was my excursion to Red Rock. You bet your ass I went to fucking Dairy Queen after. I got myself a giant chocolate dip cone. And I ate it, and there was ice cream all over my face, all over my shirt. I didn't care. I went in the gas station to go buy cigarettes for Vegas there. I had ice cream all over. Girls staring at me. I was getting hit on. I was getting called fucking honey. The guys at Dairy Queen, they felt so sorry for us. You could tell we'd just gone hiking all day. Them guys gave us 2 chili dogs for free. And they gave us a bigger size up on the cone with more ice cream, more chocolate. I made out like fucking bandits. I even wore the cowboy hat. And I was like, I'm a fucking bandit. Lord Rick the Bandit, all right? That's what I said. And that was my adventure at Red Rock. Then we have another adventure. We did that a couple weeks ago. Went up to the Lake Mead region, which is really strange. Lake Mead's huge. All them little dirt roads go off in the canyons and mountains. You know, you're talking about 100 square miles easily between going through, you know, on the other side of the lake. Lake alone, I don't know how many miles it is. 30 miles maybe? But Lake Mead, you know, they're losing water, and it's pretty much what I'm saying is in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere, all right? Butt-fucked. Bum-fucked, all right? I can't even speak tonight, all right? But anyways, it's in the middle of nowhere, and I took my son because they have these 5 to 6 railroad tunnels that are chiseled into the sides of the mountains. They're huge, 50-foot ceilings. We did those train tunnels because I want to see if they were haunted. But really, I just wanted to go see them. So we're walking through the train tunnels, you know, and there's activity. We hear talking. We hear noises. There's odd scents in the air. There's just all kinds of weird stuff just going on, you know, and we sat there with the lights off in the middle of the tunnel. Could not see either end. Pitch fucking black. We heard things. We had bats flying over us. I had guano hitting me in the arms. They were shitting all over me. Swarms of bats were shitting everywhere. And I was going through the train tunnels. I was looking up at the bats. Those bats got me. They got the Lord. Mother Nature at its best. And we hiked a good couple miles. There was a bum at the entrance to the trail with his fucking dirty fucking dog barking ruff, ruff, ruff. One of those ankle biters, you know? It's like, shut your fucking mouth. I ain't got no fucking wieners in my bag, and if I did, I'd save them for myself because, honestly, I don't want to die in the desert. How would you feel if you had to hike 2-3 miles in the desert? Even at night, it's hot as fucking hell. So dry that you go through a gallon of water just like that hiking. Easily. I've gone through more than a gallon in one night. So anyways, we go out to Lake Mead, and we're hiking to this closer to Hoover Dam. It's overlooking Lake Mead. The boats and the docks and everything look like ants. We seen a car like 800 feet below on this twisty, windy road, and then it just parked. We were hundreds of feet up, hiking along the edge of a canyon. And, you know, of course, it'll have a 100-foot drop-off, then you'll have a plateau, then another 100, 200 feet down, another one. You can actually go down the side of this if you know how to do it. And I thought about it. If we had to escape, we would go down the side of the fucking cliff. And I told my son, I said, because he's talking about aliens. He's like, he goes, I have a bad feeling. I mean, we've seen craft in the sky. We're fucking middle of nowhere. We heard noises, and my son's like, you know, I don't like this. I said, don't worry, there's always a plan B. We go over the side, man. Go swimming in the fucking lake, you know? 800 feet down, what the hell? We would survive it. It's just experience. You always think of a plan B. You're in the desert, you better have a plan B. And it better not be plan bitch when they shove the anal probe up your ass either. So anyways, that was the railroad tunnels, you know, and I did a movie and I did some pictures, and I mean, I thought overall it was a good investigation. We got activity, you know, and we took EVPs, we did everything more than you could ever do what you see on Taft's Ghost Hunters. We did more. We didn't just stay in one part, you know. We worked hard at what we did. That's what we want to give our fans. We want to give them hard work. There's not many hard workers out there in this field. A lot of people don't take it seriously. You can have fun and be serious at the same time. That's what I teach. This is Angel of Thy Night Paranormal Radio, folks. And some nights, I call it Angel of Thy Night Radio. But if you're new and you're tuning in, make sure you check us out at www.paranormalghostsociety.org. And we're going to put you on hold because I'm going to take a little bit of a break. You know, we all need breathers. We need to toke one, smoke one, play a little bit of music, whatever the case is. But we'll put a little bit of advertisements on, and we'll put a little bit of music on so that you can, you know, have a good time along with us. I'm going to the chat room, and, you know, it is nice to see that people are chatting and getting along and everything else. But anyways, we're going on break for about 5 minutes. I will be back.
For sure. That remix, baby. Chucktown, South Cocky back, stand up. Got Fat Boy, PIMP, Infrared, Slugger, Pop Shop, Feral Gates, Molly Mall. Hold on. Let's go. I'm a pimp, you know I'm the man. I'm looking for the dollars, where they at? You hear my name everywhere you go. You know what I be. You know I'm a star. At the club and I'm buying out the bar. In my nice car, you know. Money on my mind, always thinking like a pimp. I can spit some game and get cheddar better than pimps. Double collar polo, fresh loafers, that's a pimp. Hennessy and red, but I'm sipping on my pimp. Wanna talk, so I tell them what they wanna hear. They giving up, I turn them around and kick them in their derriere. I'll always be a player till I lay where the grass grow. Stay up on my grind, always chasing the color grass grow. Damn right, I'm for cash flow, I need that. Got the smoke, who got the I got the dough where the at. Can't you see that you dealing with some veterans? Young fly sick, we don't need no medicine. You know who we be, you know who it is. Hollywood and Troy, boy, you know who this is. You know we some stars, we ride big cars. You know I'm a pimp, you know I'm the man. I'm looking for the dollars, where they at? You hear my name everywhere you go. You know what I be. You know I'm a star. At the club and I'm buying out the bar. When the gal hop up in my nice car. If you ain't know what the deal is, then you better ask. Cause I don't play with low churn, so run tail that. Or fake mix with who think they all that. They just crabs in the bucket and you know that. I got bigger fish to fry, the city on my back. I promised them boy to put the chuck up on the map. Until then, I can ride out on every track. Cause you know what time it is, you ain't gotta ask. In case someone forgot, I must remind you like a memo. You know, ain't another player fresh as me though. Got so many shoes that you would think I own a shoe store. Familiar with this rapping thing like Bruce Lee, you know. You know who I am, and you know where I be. From downtown to Goose Creek, all them boys know me. P-I-M-M-P-P. You know I'm a G. You know I'm a pimp, you know I'm the man. I'm looking for the dollars, where they at? You hear my name everywhere you go. You know what I be. You know I'm a star. At the club and I'm buying out the bar. When the gal hop up in my nice car. North Chuck Egypt from the South Cackalack. I was a grind, trying to make my pockets fat. I got a lot of haters, lot of on my bag, but I got a lot of heart, a lot of balls on my sack. I got a lot of dogs in the bag. Showing off for them, wanna applaud, you get clapped. Got a brother up the road and I want his ass back. Man, I love him, that for sure. Now that's a back. You know, I've been at you ever since Hurricane Hugo. And you hear my name everywhere that you go. And I be in the hood like some beef Roman noodle. I'ma get it, if I need it, then I got it. Them Skittles 5 a pop, sell for 8 and that's a profit. Make it stack off a pack, turn around and get 2 more. I'm tryna be numero uno, you know I'm a pimp, You know the scratch, you about to listen to a slugger on the track. Your ears are not playing no tricks on you. I get the loot, so your boy be flying in that pigeon coop. My money long and chappy, yours more like a midget shoe. But anywho, I'm looking for a young lady to get into. So I roll on mommy like, was I with them digits? No, I'm feeling you. So I wanna put my arm workers in you. I'm talking about your mother, stick my tool in like a denim glue. You know I'm a pimp, you know I'm the man. I'm looking for the dollars, where they at? You hear my name everywhere you go. You know what I be. You know I'm a star. At the club and I'm buying out the bar. When your gal hop up in my nice car. You know the swag is a miracle. I'm walking on air, cleaned up, creased up. There's no wonder. Stare where you at. Up a VIP table full of Hennessy. Everybody chicken, hell yeah. Pop the rubber band in, signal to the bartender trying to cash out. Now I'm far past my spender limit. Holla at me for a minute. Whoop, on 9 edition, wheels on the car spinning. No, I gotta keep it pimpin'. You know who I be, Lil Daddy. You know that I shine. Fucking stay heavy, cause I'm always on the grind. You know I'm a pimp by the way I lay the smack down. Hop up on the truck, I feel like rolling in the lag now. Bonafide thuggin', got mine from drug smuggling. I made it by myself, so I don't want nobody nothing. And you know I'm a start away, the streets keep my name ringing. You know that I got it, 50 grand, got the chain flinging. You know I'm a pimp, you know I'm the man. I'm looking for the dollars, where they at? You hear my name everywhere you go. You know what I be. You know I'm a star. At the club and I'm buying out the bar. When your gal hop up in my nice car. You know. Everybody know me. I'm a uptown OG. Boys stunting got me feeling like I'm Big D. Riding with my shirt off, quick and down Rivers Ave, trying to get this work off. Throwing tools and acting bad. 22.5, I don't know, yeah, it's 23. Plus shipping and handling. If you wanted delivery, they call me the KOC, cause you know I'm the king of the coast. Who pumping the most? They got the most albums and stores. You know I'm a pimp, you know I'm the man. I'm looking for the dollars, where they at? You hear my name everywhere you go. You know what I be. You know I'm a star. At the club and I'm buying out the bar.
Yeah. That's that you know remix from your dogs, Hollywood and Troy, man. Y'all make sure y'all go to our MySpace page, www.myspace.com/Hollywood and Troy. Check us out, you know what I mean? Fuck with your dog Castro on the 843 radio. Let's go!
I'm back, ladies and gentlemen, and you are listening to AngelOfThyNight radio. Sorry about the long break. Sometimes, you just got to go off, get a glass of water, just chill a little bit, smoke one. You get the idea. And anyways, we're going to finish the other half of the show, and I expect the other half to be as good as the first half. If you notice, I went into the chat room. I, tried to say hi very briefly, but sometimes that's even very difficult to do when you're in the middle of smoking, running the sound for the show and everything else. But anyways, our sound producer and our sounds are done by Mike Digital. He's changed his servers, but it used to be digitalphotography.com, spelled with a J. Make sure you check him out. It'll still redirect you and all that. I try to, I got to get used to the new link that he's got up, and it's like, no, digital photography was a little bit easier and better. And anyways, if you're tuning in, you can call on our show. I don't always look at I'm not always at our station, so I can't always patch you through. I probably will go and patch through calls when I call it. I'll be like, okay, everybody call on in. When I do that, then feel free to call in the show, because right now, as it stands, I am not in the studio. Yes, I got a little studio going on here, all right? The little Lord Rick AngelOfThyNight Paranormal Radio Studio is what it is. But anyways, we're going to get into some funny stuff for a little bit before we get a little too serious about what happened this past weekend up in the Valley of Fire. I'm giving you a good show. You're not going to forget this. And if you forget it, I sure the hell won't. Well, maybe after I smoke a few I might. But anyways, have you ever noticed that when you were on the internet 10, 15 years ago, for us guys it was easy to get a date, You'd be like, you'd email a girl, and you'd be like, she'd be a nerdy little college girl or something. She'd be like, okay, well, we'll meet, we'll hang, we'll go to the coffee shop, we'll have coffee. Now, when you email a nerdy girl, she plays the penis game. You know what the penis fucking game is? Penis game is how many inches do you got down there. If you don't meet the inch requirements, you ain't getting none. I'm going to tell you a little something, okay? I don't know if I got a lucky clover shoved up my ass, because I had some girl email me online not even from MySpace. She emailed me, and she says, I'm a pretty naughty fucking girl. I'm like, yeah, okay. Starts sending me all these pictures of her topless in a bikini, and she's hot as hell, and I'm thinking, my God, girls like this don't email me all the time. Jesus. I was like, I must be the fucking Lord. Now I'm blessed with goddesses surrounding me, So, girl says to me today, I call her up on the phone, She says, Lord Rick, she says, I am so fucking horny. I'm thinking to myself, all right, this is too good to be true. So now tonight, right after the show, I got to jump in the car and go, because she told me, she made it clear that she has a short mini skirt along with a minivan, and she would like to have a car date tonight. So you know where I'm going tonight, all right? This blonde could grace the cover of a fucking magazine. And I thought to myself, I said, I must be one lucky guy. Because, you live up in Jackson, California, and it's fucking boonies. You ain't getting no pussy out there. You come to Vegas. It's like an endless supply of fun. Fun and fun and fun. It's like fucking that putt-putt fucking commercial. Putt-putt for the fun of it. Putt-putt for the fun of it. Well, I'm telling you, it's like fucking putt-putt. Or pussy fucking putt in goddamn fucking Vegas. But Las Vegas is just that. It's full of sin. It's full of greedy people. It's full of sexaholics, alcoholics. It's every type of person you can imagine from all different countries. Asian girls galore. I love Asian women. Most beautiful women in the world. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a baby with one of these times. upper deck, a bar outside, a bar inside, steakhouse, a dance floor. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Candles are lit. There's couches everywhere. There's couches outside with fucking coffee tables. You just fucking sit back. They got fucking techno music going. Fucking, I'm stoned. You go to the bathroom, they hand you fucking towels, and they're like, here, have some Axe, So if you got a girl with you, you kind of spray a little Axe, get the Axe effects going on, I had the Axe effect going on. I didn't get lucky, I'll tell you that. But I went with a friend. We had a good time. We partied. We drank. I went back to her place. It was kind of like a date. She put an episode of she put the movie Scarface in, and she stripped for me during Scarface. Yeah. She's my friend, but I was a little scared. I'm not going to lie. I was scared. It's got to make you wonder, somebody puts in Scarface and they start stripping for you. And she was drunk, and I tucked her in, and good night, and, went home. The Lord is also a gentleman. I bet you didn't know that, folks. You thought I was just a dirty man whore. You were all wrong. This is AngelOfThyNight radio, folks. If you tune it in, we have a lot of great more things coming at you. Of course, our show's not going to be as long tonight because I do got a car date tonight. And she told me I can take pictures that I can add to MySpace too. And I will. But, going back to the sins of the Lord, I've been very naughty. See, I got this battle going on where I live. They want to throw me out. They don't want me showing my tattoos off. Now they don't want me using the computer. It's like, excuse me, man, I got a radio show to run tonight. And it's like, you're on that goddamn phone too much, son. You're on that goddamn computer too much, son. It's like, I looked at him today, I said, this is the Paranormal and Ghost Society. And I am Lord Rick. I probably will get kicked out. But that just shows you the commitment I have made to my friends, my members, my lovers. Yeah, I got a couple of those too. And, that's what the paranormal is about. It's about sacrifice. What sacrifice has TAPS made to you people? Think about it. Would they sacrifice themselves like me? They wouldn't. A bunch of actors. They're getting paid to act. That is what TAPS is about. But our society is not acting. We go out in the middle of the desert. We go out in canyons, and we explore places, real haunted places. We don't have a camera crew following us around for a friggin' hour. We're at this for 10 hours in the middle of the night. We're in the desert. We're hiking. We're looking for extraterrestrials. The fact remains is I'm putting my ass out on the line for you folks. My ass. It's my ass that could get fucking probed. Not your ass, my ass. In the middle of the desert, sand in my fucking teeth. Feel like the goddamn Ewoks are watching me. Think I like this? I don't like it. I fucking love it. That is the power of the Paranormal Ghost Society. I told you tonight's show would be powerful and good. I wasn't lying. Had a cop wave at me the other day. I was stoned. I was stoned bad. And he waved at me across the street. I am making friends with the police department. Never hurts to have a couple guys on the inside, Little organized Paranormal Ghost Society, things going on, Can't say those type of things. But anyways, we're going to have a meetup in a couple weeks. Back to the Voodoo Lounge. If you want to attend and you're in Las Vegas, go ahead. Go ahead and attend. Make my day. Meet me on the 50th floor, 51st floor, 52nd floor. I don't fucking know. I just know it's high up. It's at the top of the Rio Hotel and Casino at the Voodoo Lounge. Beer will cost you $7 a bottle. I recommend you sneak it in. I don't care if you put it between your ass cheeks. Save yourself a little money, do the right thing. They're ripping you fucking off. But if you want to come out, you want to fucking dance, slow dance, fast dance, watch girls fucking dance in cage, straddle bars, see people dancing outside with the fucking lights flashing, Voodoo Lounge is it. We're going to continue to host our meetups at the Voodoo Lounge. And every meetup I plan on getting lucky. You can get lucky too. Come on out. We'll fucking meet all the girls. This is Las Vegas. This is Sin City. Your host, Lord Rick. Voodoo Lounge. Now that we're past the meetups, which is the second Tuesday of every month, the third Tuesday of every month, I'd like to say, if you're just tuning in, welcome to one of the best fucking shows in the country. There's no show like ours in the world. And we support Now Live, and we promote them, and we thank them for letting us be able to host the show through them. And as we continue to grow, we will produce the show on a much more larger level. YouTube, we're on YouTube. We're getting a lot of hits. Things are going pretty good. Last week's show, I had hundreds of people write me. And which brings me back to, I had one of our guests that likes to call in often named Millie, and she's like, J-Man is not involved anymore in the hate. And you said he was a child molester. I wanted people to know, I as a founder, I'm very protective over my children. And we're not saying you're a child molester. We're saying that some of the people that at one time you were associating with were molesters. And they tried to molest the Lord Rick AngelOfThyNight radio show. They tried. And we defended. And we want nothing but respect. We want peace. We like to have a good time. That's what this is about. And I hope down the road people will understand us more and argue less and just try to understand that what we're doing here is for a greater good. Going out there looking for life on other planets is very admirable. Scientific, what we're doing. I'm a scientist. Not just a Lord. I'm not just a Father. I'm not just the Son or the Holy Ghost. I am a paranormal investigator. And every show I try to put that into there because I want people to know, do you have what it takes to journey with me? Because if you're tuning in, we got ourselves a journey. We're going to conquer California. We will. And we're going to finish off Las Vegas. We're going to produce our show. We're going to show you why we're the best. So if you're tuning in to AngelOfThyNight Radio, you've picked one hell of a goddamn show. Anyways, before I get sidetracked, I was trying to tell you that I'm a sinner. Do you know what I did? I got pissed off at somebody. And I took a joint and I rubbed it between my legs, and I handed it back to them. Yes, I did. It pissed me off. So I fucking sinned. Was owed. What the hell? He smoked it, and he enjoyed it. Goes around, comes around. I just issue punishments, that's all. It's like the hell with karma. It's like, I'm going to punish you. I'm going to put you in your place, Life's no fun if you don't put somebody in their place. That you got to when you live in the fucking city. You can't let people walk on you in the big city, Not only that, but I was with a woman. She pulled up in her Jaguar. Pulled up. It's like, what is that, like a $60,000, $90,000 car? And she says to me, hop on in. Fucking 5 minutes later, this woman was riding me in the back of her Jaguar. Riding me. Fucking security on their bicycles peeking in the fucking windows. She's like, don't worry about it. I got tinted windows. It's like, well, the front is not tinted, and they're looking in at you bouncing up and down, It's a classy woman. This woman's got a fucking nice car. She got fucking diamonds. She's older. She was riding like a goddamn fucking bull. I was the bull. What the fuck? I was the bull in the fucking Jaguar, all right? I sat there during a baseball fucking game in a car getting fucking humped, all right? And now it's like repeat business, because tonight I'm going to be sitting in a caravan getting humped. What has life come to? It's the life of the Lord. Do you understand me now? Probably not. Probably don't even know how my mind works. Speaking of the mind, I went somewhere very special before our investigation of the Valley of Fire. It's called the Bodies Exhibit at the Luxor Hotel and Casino. They have, it's real, let's put it that way. They have about 14 bodies. There's a child, and there's 14 men, and there are fetuses, and there is skeletons, and there are some, I guess, two females and 14 males, something to that effect, and 9 exhibit rooms. You walk around, and you got fucking bodies, real bodies in front of you. These are dead people. And they put polymorph, and they inject it into the arteries or the bones or the muscle, and it hardens. So everything you're seeing is real. The muscle, they got one body, all the skin's pulled off. You see the muscles, everything. The tendons, the muscles, And then on another one, they just got somebody's skin. It's just nothing but their skin. They skinned them and put it in a glass case. They got another one, a fucking brain. I got to play with a brain, okay? I was stoned, and I put the brain in my hand, and I rolled it in my hands, and I smiled. A human brain. I got to see a fetus. I got to see the different months of development when you have an infant, all the way from when it's just the size of a pea to all the way to a full baby. You could see clear through the body. You could see the bones. It's like a fish. Sometimes you could see the bones when you catch them because they're clear. There's a lot of clear fish up in the reefs. It's just really amazing, and you learn to appreciate life more when you see these bodies. You think to yourself, what the hell? These are real people. Half of the skull's cut out. You could see, like one guy had a lot of pins and different things. You could see they showed you where his injuries were, so he probably died in a car accident. But you could see like where he had a metal joint in his knee, and it's just different areas. You could see where they done surgery on his head. He probably died. Most of the bodies are Africans. I mean, they don't tell you that, but you know that these people come from Africa or other countries. They have to, because the bodies, these bodies are like test subjects to science, and they got them out for people to see. And you could touch them. They're not in any glass case. They have some of the other stuff like the embryos, the lungs, all the organs are in cases. But it's a cool exhibit. You go in this one room, it tells you 100,000 miles worth of arteries are in your body, veins and arteries. And they actually take the bone out of all the for example, they take the bone out of the body, and all you got is all the arteries left over. And it's fluorescent white, and it looks like art. A pair of lungs looks like fucking art, man. You're like, yeah, lungs. And you're fucking seeing all kinds of stuff. Every bone they had live bodies, and I got to go see it. And right after bodies, we went to the Valley of Fire. There's one reason why I did the Valley of Fire. It was a revisit. Many years ago, I took that loop and I drove out there, and I was pretty intimidated. I wouldn't get out of my car or nothing. It's like, this is scary. It's fucking pitch black. There ain't nobody up here. Many years ago. And just 2 days ago, after looking at bodies, I jumped in my car. Me and my friend, we loaded the gas tank, grabbed ourselves some beer. I found her a KFC. I don't know how I did it. I just got off any exit and turned around, and there was a small little KFC in a gas station. But she wanted mashed potatoes and gravy. I said, don't worry. I will get your mashed potatoes, and I will get your gravy, and we will have a kick-ass time in the Valley of Fire. Had all my gear packed. You know, I was happy. I had a back windshield. I had it put in a week ago for $200. I'm sitting there, you know, and we're driving. And I showed her, I was like, you know, this is the thruway. But I said, you see off to the right those shadowy mountains and that desert? I said, that's where we're going. We took the canyon road, and, you know, there was height elevations, couple hundred feet up, then down 100 feet, then in between tight walls. And we were just, I mean, the Valley of Fire, even at night, you know, you don't see really all the pretty rock formations and when the sun hits it, or the red rock. But here, when my car lights hit the rock was pure red. That's why they call it the Valley of Fire, because the stones look like they're on fire. But it's a weird place. You go in between, over the mountain and over the hills, and then eventually you go into the canyon, and it opens up for like 30 miles. And there's just roads. Some go off to the left and right, and they're historical points of interest, you know, and like a petrified forest, or Elephant Rock, which is shaped like an elephant's head, or the stone cabins built in the 1930s. We stayed on the main road. We didn't wander too far. We spent hours in the Valley of Fire hiking around. No cars, no people, no gas stations. You know, when you get in, there's one point you get in, I'd probably say you're 30 miles away from a gas station. Very secluded. And what I've noticed about it is, because it's secluded, that's where all the paranormal reports are coming from, is Red Rock Canyon and Valley of Fire. Two separate places, but I've explored both now. And both are known for alien abductions, UFO sightings, people being taken, people dying, people mysteriously disappearing. Valley of Fire was an area the Anasazi Indian tribe roamed. They roamed it. They disappeared. Nobody knows how. They built pueblos. I went to a site of these pueblos called the Lost City this weekend. I went to the Lost City. It's not the real Lost City, but it is the site where an Indian village existed, and there are a few things remaining on the grounds, including restored or replicated pueblos. And it was just a great exploration. I mean, it was suspenseful. There was a guy driving around in a truck, and, you know, just walking around the grounds, and just a great time, you know. But the Valley of Fire, it really made an impact on me, you know, because we spent time hiking behind the visitor center, and there was a noise. Snuck into place, you know, where there was a trail area they're starting to build between the canyon. We didn't know. We thought we were hiking the Mouse's Tank. We thought, you know, hey, we're fucking going to hike the Mouse's Tank. We're going to see some petroglyphs along the walls of the canyon and find no trail like this. We were up and down in the desert along cliffs and walls and climbing giant rocks, and we ended up going in a complete circle eventually and behind the visitor center, a couple 100 feet up, having to climb back down. And every time we went in the back of that visitor center, something strange had happened. There was a bang, like on one of the construction trucks. Bang. Maybe a reasonable explanation, but every time, I mean, we went back there 3-4 times, and it happened every time. It was just really odd. It was an odd experience. And, you know, there was a point of some nervousness, like, is something back here with us? Got back on the road. I took another road. It's not marked. Fucking mountain road, red rocks, like sometimes 5-6 rocks piled on each other. Little caves and all kinds of places for anything to hide. And we pulled off and we went to Mouse's Tank. And, you know, and you got this big sandy trail. Kind of reminded me of Florida. Canyon walls on both sides. Boulders, and, you know, you climb them and you can get 50, 60 feet up. And you can stand almost on top of some of these peaks of these mountains. They're just small. You know, you're just working your way in between rocks. And to my left, I found some petroglyphs. Things existed before BC or around BC. not AD. They're that old. And you see a mother, father, and 2 children holding hands on the side of a canyon wall. By the time you get to the end of the trail, a half mile later, there's a spring, a natural pool of water. And, of course, it drops off, and it's very deep probably. And I stood on the edge, and I got a picture and stuff. I was talking about washing my face till I found out I couldn't wash my face. Then I wasn't too happy, you know what I'm saying? But we hiked in this canyon, and I noticed vegetation grows in the canyons because the sun doesn't fully reach to the bottom of the canyon. There's more shade, the water collects more, and you got a little bit of vegetation. But it was very interesting because we hiked around the Valley of Fire. We didn't see nothing. We really didn't. It was just a good exploration of an area I'm going to expose to the world. It's an area known for its UFO sightings, its white eyes, being chased by things. I've had one person come up to me this week and tell me, I did see an alien out there. A small, maybe 3-4 foot being, running around, hiding and just peering through the bushes at him. Scared, like a child, just running around. That shit goes on at the Valley of Fire. I brought you the shit. Went out right in the middle of that shit, and I hiked, and I hiked, and I hiked, looking for UFOs, looking for strange noises. But you know, in the end, it was worthwhile. I spent the entire night hiking with a friend, and she climbed in a cave, she climbed this one slanted rock about 15, 20 feet up, went right up the side. We climbed rocks, we climbed cliff sides down, crevices. We hiked down some desert trails. They got trails all over the desert. And some of them are used, you can tell they're used by some sort of animal or something. But the Valley of Fire is very old. I mean, it's the site of the ancient Native American people, the Anasazi tribe. And there's a few other Native American tribes also in the region, which eventually consumed all these other little tribes that disappeared. It's kind of like up in New York, they have the Senecas, and before that, the Senecas were defeated by the Iroquois, and they made it all one nation. So we went to the Valley of Fire. There's red rocks. There's this one little rock sitting on a 50-foot tall rock, balanced. You don't know how it stays up. We hiked at about 3-4 different locations. We're going to plan another expedition in October, and hopefully in October we actually do see something strange. But, it's kind of funny. A guy comes down the road and we dive in a ditch. We're hiding behind cactuses, It was a great exploration. And we covered miles of territory on foot. We drove through the canyon, and then I found another road that goes like 15 miles nestled deep in the Valley of Fire area, way deep in there. And that road takes you to some really serious hiking trails, and that's where I believe the UFO activity has been taking place at. They don't even want you there at night. Not Red Rock, not Valley of Fire, because something is going on out there. And a lot of people are noticing it, and a lot of people are talking. They're being chased, they're seeing UFOs, they're seeing glowing lights, they're seeing a lot of strange things. And that's all I've done. I've gone to these places to try to expose the truth. And whether nothing happened or not, we can now do that through our site, which gets, the Savannah hits alone are going to get 1 million hits. It's Savannah. We did it, and what makes it special is I did it by myself. There's no founder in the country that's really done that many places in one night and just pull off that much paranormal evidence. So we want to expose the Valley of Fire, and if you come out here to Las Vegas, I'll be more than happy to give somebody a hike there. Some of our explorers and things like that. Same with Red Rock, because it takes a lot of stamina and a lot of skill to do what you do. You cannot climb a rock and have errors. You grab the rock and you put your foot on these little edges. You got to make sure that you are not careless. You fall, you bang your head, it's all over. It's very dangerous out in the Valley of Fire. A lot of people die of dehydration out there, falling, a lot of careless people, and, trust me, don't do it stoned, unless you're a professional like me. This is Angel of Thy Night, Paranormal Radio. And anyways, I just wanted to talk about Valley of Fire. We'll talk about it more in the future on future shows, because we got a few other things that I want to cover before I close off the show. And, we try to mix it up. We try to put a little bit of humor into things. Like, for example, I was at Arby's the other day. All right, I like Arby's. I'm a roast beef guy. A couple beef and cheddars do me some good. Well, I was in a hurry because, I was with my first Jewish girl a couple days ago, okay? And no offense if she's listening, but, honey, you got to ease up on me, because telling me I need to do this and need to do that and coming to your house and discussing how your dog likes to smell your farts is kind of, scares me a little bit, all right? I like to fart and I like my dog to smell it. So anyways, but I was with my first Jewish girl a few days ago, and I got to admit, them Jewish women, they know how to please. So yay for the Jewish women out there. But I was with my first Jewish girl, and we had a great time. She dressed in a nice skirt and had the shoes on. We went back to her place a few days ago, and I got to admit, I was scared. Her and her roommate, they were hanging out with me and talking about a fart-sniffing fucking dog and everything else. But, we had a good time. Smoked a bowl. That's what it's about, right? So anyways, on my way to Arby's, I'm like, I got to eat. If I'm going to have sex tonight, this man's got to be fed. I stopped at Arby's drive-thru. Well, ahead of me was like two very overweight women. And nothing against overweight women, but I'm telling you my experience, so you know. Because sometimes I like a girl with meat on her bones. I like fat women, too. I like petite women. I like fat women. I wouldn't say overly fat. A little meat to the bones is fine. A little bit of tits and ass, I'm sure most of you men agree with me. It's nice to have some tits and ass. But this was not tits and ass, okay, my friends. This was an arm hanging out the window that looked like a balloon. And it was a balloon that was deflated. And it was big. This arm was huge. And I sat there at drive-thru as this woman ordered $40 worth of roast fucking beef. Okay? $40 fucking dollars. Her voice was real deep. And give me 15 roast beefs. I'm like, what the fuck is that? A fucking she-male sitting in the fucking car at drive-thru? Holy shit. I was scared. Because I was like, save some fucking goddamn roast beef for the Lord. Well, came around for my time to order, and I'm like, is there any roast beef left? Or does this woman eat the whole goddamn fucking restaurant? Well, guess what? It took a half hour to make the goddamn fucking meal she ordered. Half hour. I sat there. I burned a half hour's worth of gas. Like I can afford that, with all my donations, But anyways, half hour. And when that woman pulled away, I got mad. I was an angry guy, all right? Sins of the Lord. I yelled out. I said, fucking moo. Fucking moo. That's exactly what I fucking did, all right? Tell it how it is. Don't be ever ashamed of that. I sure am not. I made cow sounds. And she drove off, and she hesitated to stop the car at first. I thought, God, this girl's going to get out. I got no windows in my fucking Subaru. She's going to grab my shirt. She's going to pull me right out that goddamn fucking window. You'd be scared, too. This is Angel of Thy Night Radio. And if you're tuning in, we're live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Lord Rick, your host. Sounded good anyways, guys. And of course, I'm in the desert right now. Long story. Very long story, which you can listen to previous episodes, But anyways, we got a hunt in mind we're going to be going to. I've been hesitant about going because there's snakes there right now. I've had it verified by somebody. But we're going to be going to a mine. Some say it goes 1.5 miles down. It's a very deep mine. I went there many years ago. I did see an entity. I did see ghosts. It is haunted. It is it's not dangerous. There are sometimes cults at night that hang there that could be dangerous. During the day, though, it's very peaceful. There are crevices that you can jump over, and if you can make it the 6-foot jump, there's ladders going down deeper into the mine. I'm trying to either rappel or get a bridge of some kind, a ladder, so we can cross the crevices and work our way deep into this place. But I'm telling you right now, if we do this, I will be bringing in a full team, and we will do a lot of videos probably too, which I'm going to start putting on YouTube, because we really need to get our material out there to the world. We need 300,000 hits, 500,000 hits, so we can show people, you know, we're out there, we're doing this shit, man. We're living it up. But anyways, we'll be taking phone calls in a little bit. Give me about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to take some phone calls, and then we're going to close up the show. You know, and it's always nice to have other people's opinions. And on a bad note, our paranormal Subaru is going to be going. I was told today that we are going to replace the Subaru. It's like, man, I just put a $200 window in this bitch and front brakes on it, and you're telling me I'm going to get another car? I'm fucking kissing the Subaru. I don't want to part with Subaru. Me and the Subaru, we're close, all right? I fill her up all the fucking time. I take her to places where nobody has. For example, I took her to the Valley of Fire, and I filled her up. And now my Subaru is going to be taken away from me. How do you like that? On a good note, yeah, I'll have air conditioning. I'll have windows so the beast cannot grab my shirt at Arby's and pull me through the goddamn window. You see, so it's a win-win situation. But anyways, as I told you, tomorrow I meet with somebody to do a television show. We're not going to do the show. I'm just doing a daytime ghost tour. I will let everybody know how that goes. And then the next step would probably be we're going to be filmed. And I'll have a camera crew following me around. And, of course, you know, I got to kind of be a good boy when I'm on the air, you know. I can't just sit there and roll up a fucking joint and be like, hey, man, I might be able to do it when the cameras are turned off, you know. I might even get the film crew to smoke out with me. What the hell, right? This is what the Paranormal Ghost Society is about. It's about making friends. If you got to pull out a joint and say, you can trust me, I will be your friend, then so be it. Paranormal Ghost Society is about holding hands. It's about traversing in the middle of nowhere. It's about risking your life for what's right. Ghost, ufology, cryptozoology, demonology, and metaphysics. But there is no such thing as metaphysicalology. There's parapsychology, but that's what the Paranormal Ghost Society does. We cover every aspect of the paranormal. Now I'm looking at my watch. Oh shit, I don't have my watch on. And I believe that we're going to have a little bit more of the show. I'm going to go to our studio, and I'm going to take incoming calls right now for a little bit. Or questions. You can ask me questions about Red Rock. You can ask me questions about history. You can ask me questions about the Valley of Fire. I will be happy, more than happy, to answer them. And if I'm too stoned to answer them, don't worry. I'm not going nowhere. Folks, this is AngelOfThyNight Radio. How about you call in the show starting now? Okay, we don't seem to appear to have any calls going on. Very odd. Is everybody being a little bit shy tonight? I see Mike Digital's on. Have any questions for the show, Mike Digital? It's nice to see that we have our regulars that listen in on the show, you know. It really does mean a lot to me to have all these wonderful fans and friends. And you know, hopefully someday I get to at least meet some of you, you know. And, of course, Mike, I need to give you superpowers. There we go. Mike has superpowers in our chat room. Even if you don't use them, bro, it's okay because you got them. And anyways, we're going to go on break for another minute or two, and then I'm going to wrap up the show, okay? So this is AngelOfThyNight Radio. Forgive me, I have sinned, I am stoned. Anyways, it's glad to see people are still tuning into the show. Like I said earlier, it's not how many tune into us live, it's how many that listen to us after the show, and the people that keep listening to our reruns. Because you can listen to these reruns. We're going to have them on disc available soon for you and everything. It's a great show. We've had it going on a long time now. And, you know, I owe it to a lot of people. It's the people that keep listening. It's the people that help out and try to make the show a little bit better. All of us are baked. Why lie? You're baked, I'm baked. The whole world's baked. Some people just choose to be more baked than others, you know. But, you know, there is a very important part of the show that I did want to cover tonight, more than any other paranormal article. And as you know, it was the one that hit the headlines saying, has Bigfoot been found. And, you know, I sat there and I was skeptical of the whole thing. You know, I know Bigfoot exists. I've been out in the woods searching for him for the last 7 years, okay? Why lie? I mean, it's, you know, we might be sitting there drinking a few brews on our hikes and smoking a few joints, you know, but we know what we see and what we hear, and we know the evidence that we gather is real in front of our faces. We know Bigfoot's real. A lot of us do. A lot of us are still skeptical. I'm usually not that skeptical, but I looked, you know, when them guys said they had Bigfoot in the freezer and we're going to present it, I said, oh, here we go with the hoax. Just fucking present the goddamn thing. Just bring it in front of the world, you know, if it's real. It never was brought in front of anybody, really. You know, there was just pictures. But, you know, there was two guys involved with it called Matthew Whitton and Rick Dyer. And, you know, this will probably bite me in the ass in one way or another, but, you know, I have to say, you guys really fucked up. Okay, this is coming from Lord Rick. AngelOfThyNight, Bad Santa, call me what the fuck you will. I don't care if you even call me the Tooth fucking Fairy. The point is, you hicks up in Georgia think that it's okay to take a gorilla suit and stuff some possum fucking guts and say, I found Bigfoot. Ranting on, we're now the best Bigfoot hunters in the world, said Whitton, and Ellenwood claiming they're the best, you know, advertising their BigfootTracker.com website. I'll never look at your site again, man. You pissed me off. You pissed the Lord off. You've sinned. I sinned, but you really sinned. We worked too hard on our Bigfoot investigations. You're not better than us. If you were better than us, you would have shown reality to the world. First and foremost, Sasquatch is a very large creature. Usually, on average, it is around heights 8 to 10 feet. Occasionally, the older ones, the males out west, get about 12 feet. They're giants. You're not going to fit them in a freezer. They got muscle to them. Their legs alone, their waist alone comes up to your shoulders. These are big, massive creatures. A little smaller in the south because, you know, it's just a different territory. Most animals in the south are little, like the black bears are tiny and the deer are tiny. But, you know, even if you had a child Sasquatch, you know, what'd you do? Bend his legs and rigor mortis after it set in? You bend his legs and squashed him in the freezer? As a scientist, I had to question your people's work. I had to question BigfootTracker.com. And I said, there's just something fishy about it. Matthew Whitton and Rick Dyer committed a hoax. It's a hoax that makes other Bigfoot hunters look bad. It makes the Lord look worthless. It makes the Lord look bad. I don't want to look bad. I work hard. I bust my ass looking for Bigfoot in the woods. Climbing cliffs, going in caves, fucking inspecting fucking shit on the ground. Footprints. Shouting at the top of my lungs for Bigfoot. Doing the calls. Knowing that he could carry me off anytime. You people, you fucking go and you fucking get a gorilla suit, you stuff it in a freezer, you have a press conference in California, and you say you're the best Bigfoot hunters in the fucking world? It's wrong, man. You've sinned. You've sinned against the Lord. And I'm putting on my radio show because you hoaxed. You created a hoax. You got caught. You admitted it. And you apologize. But this is the second hoax you've committed, which is making other cryptozoologists like myself look like dishonest people when we're out there saying, hey, we've seen eyes looking at us. People are like, God, you know. I mean, you lie, and pretty soon everybody thinks, you know, Bigfoot's not real. They no longer believe in Bigfoot. They no longer believe in guys like me who are out there looking for it. He didn't produce the body. He produced DNA from possum guts. You know, what about the police officer in Clayton County? I mean, you know, think about it. When people think this shit's funny, somebody always gets hurt in the end. You know, and it was just like them hate groups I was trying to address. I was like, it's all funny until somebody gets hurt. Whether it's, you know, involves my children or the girls that I date. You know, people, you need to start taking advice from the Lord. I'm a natural psychic, natural empath. But more than anything, I'm a natural friend. If you need a friend, you can count on Lord Rick. You can count on the Angel of Thy Night radio show. And anyways, I'm still waiting to see if we have any phone calls coming in. And, you know, it's okay if nobody calls in. It's sometimes nice just to chill and just, you know, host the show and just let it take off on its own. You know, it's kind of funny, but I've been doing this work for so long, you know, and you meet so many people. You know, a lot of people just want to meet me because they want to know about, they have questions, and I answer them. I almost answer anybody's questions. You know, some people want me to give them readings and things, and sometimes it's very hard to read somebody. It's sometimes really hard to feel certain people out. Some people don't have, you know, have the abilities that people like myself have. You know, and I do believe that souls in the physical world or in the metaphysical world, I mean, we all have that ability to see through someone's soul, to be able to see that. And there are certain souls that I bond with, and over the years we have these journeys, and it's kind of funny when, you know, some ex-girlfriend writes you 6 years later. It's like, I remember you were doing the paranormal. It's like, oh man, let's not do this. You know, it's like sometimes I feel like, you know, some celebrity, people just chasing me down, and it's like they call me sir, and it's like, please don't call me sir, just call me Lord Rick. Just bring me a chocolate milk, bring me a fucking joint, let bygones be bygones, and just have a good old fucking time, right? And that's why we host a show. We want everybody to have a good time. And, you know, I try to always cover a few articles. I mean, I sit there and I send out to my list sometimes 100 articles in 2 days, you know. I'm like the king of sends, you know. And, you know, I'll sit there and I'll look for some weird articles. I'll be like, hey, you know, out of these 100 articles, I'll just pick like any 3. And some of them titles were like, how about this one? New Yorkers lift bus off dying pregnant woman. And it says, you know, several New York residents pitched in Thursday to lift a 5-ton bus off a dying pregnant woman, saving her unborn baby. You know, that's totally amazing because, see, the woman got hit when a van struck her, knocking her in the path of a 10,000-pound school bus. She was run over and pinned under the bus. And they lifted it. And she was rushed to the hospital with injuries and died at the hospital, but doctors performed a cesarean and they saved the baby. Which tells you a lot about the medical technologies of today's world, but it's a miracle. It's a miracle that that baby survived. It's a miracle that people were able to lift that bus. Humans can be very powerful creatures if they know how to use that power. But then there's physical strength, and then there's spiritual strength. I'm a very powerful person with my mind. You know, I will make somebody feel me 10,000 miles away. If you piss me off, you will feel me. I'll be right in your fucking room and not physically there. Believe me. That's power. Another one is a bus beheader begs for death. This is a fucking good one. Up in Manitoba, the guy says, please kill me. They were the only words muttered in court Tuesday by the man who stabbed to death a bus passenger in Manitoba before beheading the victim and eating his flesh. And the judge's question he asked is like, you want an attorney? And the guy shook his head and just, please kill me. But nobody knows what really went on. They just know that he had in his pocket a plastic bag containing the cut nose, ear, and part of the victim's mouth. The killing happened inside the Greyhound bus traveling along a desolate stretch of Trans-Canadian Highway while en route to Edmonton. And, of course, when it happened, the horrified passengers and the driver fled the bus while the man was stabbing the guy. In other words, nobody helped this person. It'd be amazing what I would do to that person. See, because why should I have to get off the bus? If I'm on a Greyhound, I'm riding on to a paranormal investigation. And this guy's stab fest is going to ruin that for me? You better believe, knife or not, I'll open up a can of whoop-ass. People are like, look, man, I don't want to get off the fucking bus, all right? Sit the fuck down. Guarantee my weapon's probably bigger than his weapon, too. That's the funny fucking thing about it. After he cut the head, he was showing the severed head of the victim. And then he was hacking pieces of the victim's body and eating the flesh. There are sick humans in this world. Very sick humans. I'll tell you, I've been in this field for a while, and I've sure seen some strange stories, and here's another one. Not as strange as the ones I just shared, but in the Nevada desert, there's something out there. The black mailbox. It's like, black mailbox. All right. And anyways, near Area 51, a solitary mailbox white is the only landmark for miles. It became the subject of UFO lore and is a magnet for true believers, which on the state Christian extraterrestrial highway, and that's what they call it. And it's the only landmark for 40 miles on a barren stretch of highway. It's probably like the Valley of Fire, just fucking roads just curving in and out of dry-ass desert. But anyways, it's a big area. You know, a lot of people visit it, and they think it's linked to the nearby Area 51, like that's a secret. I mean, let's face it, it was a base. They tested objects. Some people thought they were UFOs, you know. But there are UFOs out there. I don't think they take an interest in Area 51. I think that they take an interest in the whole seclusion out there. And I think a hiker like myself that's bound to hike 2-3 miles in the middle of nowhere or 50 miles outside Vegas in these mountains near the extraterrestrial highway, who knows, we might get an alien on film, on camera. We might get to see our alien before we head out and go back to California. But anyways, you know, they had a little article on that, and there's a mailbox in the middle of nowhere, and that's as strange as it gets, you know. I mean, it's like, But the owners of the mailbox, Stephen and Glenda Medlin, moved in 1973 to Cattle Ranch in Tikaboo Valley, about 80 miles north of Vegas. There was no talk of aliens, no home mail delivery. A few years later, a local tungsten quarry reopened, they said, and some miners moved to a trailer park near Medlin. It grew into a town of Rachel, Nevada. It's the alien town. Postal carriers began delivering, and a couple put up a common black rural mailbox about 6 miles from their home. In 1989, according to the history of Rachel, a man named Bob Lazar told a Las Vegas television station he had worked with an alien spacecraft at nearby Nellis Air Force Range, which is just a few miles from me. And Lazar also watched the saucer test flights in Tikaboo Valley. We know that, you know, test objects. But a lot of tourists came to Rachel, and then the Rachel Bar and Grill was renamed the Little Alien Inn, and people would down alien burgers and beer, and, you know, they turned it into this whole tourist area. And I'm thinking about going up there. I want a goddamn space fucking burger. Nothing wrong with that, all right? I'll have to drive 80, 90, 100 miles, you know. But it'll be worth it, and maybe I'll go see this mailbox. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? But anyways, in 2003, the farmer painted it white in hopes that the people would stop being fascinated with the black mailbox in the middle of nowhere. 2005, Steve Medlin has a government contract to provide cattle for space aliens to mutate or mutilate. And then in 2008, can anybody give me any info on the rancher? I know his mailbox is famous and his cattle look strange. I bet he has stories. You know, it's like, well, let's see, if it's the only, on that highway, if it's the only mailbox, I'm sure you'll find it. in 40 miles. You'll be looking for any object. You'll be happy to see a fucking tree if you're lucky. You'll be like, oh, it's a tree. You know, I know what it's like out there. It's just, there ain't nothing out there. It's in the middle of nowhere, you know, and it's the extraterrestrial highway. Another story is about a woman falls 30 feet into the Grand Canyon, suffers 5 fractures in her leg, and lives. You know, it's dangerous. I mean, the Grand Canyon's just as dangerous as where we're going. You got coyotes, you got mountain lions. We thought we seen one a few days ago. Vegas was all scared. He's like, what are you going to do? And I'm just like, look, this thing bites. I'm not going to let you die. I'm going to jump on its back. I'm going to slay the beast. I'm the Lord. I'm going to slay the beast because I know that I got a date with a hot blonde. I'm not going to die by no mountain lion. If I get eaten, what am I going to do then? What am I going to do? You know, he's not thinking. He knows, but he just doesn't, you know, he doesn't believe in the Paranormal Ghost Society yet. He will believe. And then there's another story about a judge. Hulk Hogan's wife gets $40,000 a month alimony. Has nothing to do with paranormal. But I say it's certainly fucking paranormal that she gets $40,000 a fucking month. What the hell? You know, the thing about the Hogans is, I watch the show and all. You know, I'm a big fan of Hulk Hogan. You know, he just seems like a cool guy all around. You know, it's like I'd like to chill with Hulk Hogan sometime, smoke a J. You know, he might smoke. You know, he's not going to advertise it like I do. But I cannot believe that his wife gets $40,000, you know, and you watch the show and she's like getting massages done and throwing away the money. It's like, man, I wish I had $40,000 to spend a fucking month. Jesus Christ, the things you could do every day, you could have a different flavor. You have Chinese, fucking Taiwanese, fucking Japanese, you know. But that's just how it is. It's just one of those things, you know. She gets $40,000 a month, and he's just, I mean, the guy's got money. The guy's, you know, he's a pro wrestler and stuff, but, you know, he's got a contract for the next, 10 years of wrestler or something. But anyways, it just goes to show you how human society is. It's not, you know, it's not fair. It's not fair to paranormal investigators. It's not fair to someone like Hulk Hogan's got to pay his wife, you know. It's like, got to support her manicures and pedicures. Like, she left me, but I'm going to pay you, you know. And that's the type of stuff we send to our list, you know, because we got to throw a little humor into it. People got to, you know, they got to read these strange stories and be like, what the hell were these people thinking? And another thing is, and I think this will be my last article for tonight, and then I'm going to wrap up the show, and it says, do dinosaurs still exist? Do they exist? I don't know. But you know, there's a lot of things out there. There's a guy on my list, you know, they go up to the Congo, and they go to all these places, West Central Africa, and have claimed to have seen a brontosaurus. I believe dinosaurs exist. I don't think it's that paranormal at all to say that there are secluded places where something, the whole thing is people would say, why weren't they found? It's not a matter of why are they never found? It's that they're being preserved somewhere. Where? I don't know. Maybe it is the Congo. Maybe there are brontosaurus. Maybe there's only a few left. I really don't know. Unless the dimensions cross each other and there is a gateway to another world. I've thought about that a lot, and I believe there is a gateway. I believe all these structures on Earth, these ancient structures, serve as some sort of gateway. And, you know, I like dinosaurs because I would love to know that these creatures still walk the earth. And, of course, you know, the article goes on about an HPI ghost hunter in training. They got a ghost hunter looking, I guess, for dinosaurs or something. I don't know. You know, when you're a paranormal investigator, you can't just be called a ghost hunter, you know. And when you're out there, you have to be a survivalist. You have to know how to survive in the desert, in the woods, in the swamps. What do you do when an alligator bites you? What do you do when a bear is on all, you know, both legs coming at you? You got to know these things. But the fact is, what do you do if a dinosaur attacks you? Think about it. You know, what are you going to do if you come across a creature like this? You run? Do you preserve it and not say nothing? Because if you say it, you know that the whole world might kill the thing. Humans kill everything. Humans are evil creatures. We had a member on our list. His name goes by alias whatever. And he writes me a letter and he says, you're evil. You're evil, and I'm going to join the haters, and you know, and the whole thing is that, you know, they're evil is what humans do by causing species to become extinct. Lions may not exist in our future. I bet you didn't know that. There's a lot of animals that aren't going to exist. Their spirits will always be with us, and Ghostbusters like me will be able to find their spirits. You know, but as far as them being physically here with us, we're not going to, in a few years, we're not going to have that beauty. And if dinosaurs are still alive and not extinct, then that's just the best news right there. At least for me it is. It's like we're not the supreme beings on this planet. There's something else that's more supreme. And then it says, the article goes on, and it says, finally, let me take a piece out of the article. Finally, we left fun times at Dirk and Maria's crew home and headed over to Ketchy Creek Casino Club 88. The band didn't start, and it was nice and quiet at the bar. Chantel delivered data that human footprints have been found at Colorado Dry Creek next to dinosaur prints. This would place the existence of man in the dinosaur age, but this doesn't tell me that if dinosaurs do exist in present time. Plus, what if those footprints found in Colorado Dry Creek are not footprints of humans, but are footprints of extraterrestrials that were visiting Earth during the age of dinosaurs? If they were extraterrestrial footprints, this would give credence to Erich von Daniken's theory of ancient astronauts visiting Earth during ancient times. Very interesting. And that's a piece by Paul Dale Roberts called Do Dinosaurs Exist? And just look it up. You know, type it in what I just said. And you can read the rest of that article. I found it very interesting. And, you know, it's something I always work towards as a cryptozoologist and a ghost hunter. We work to expose the truth, and we're very hardworking. There's a lot of people that laugh at us, but, you know, I've been on, we're approaching almost 700 places, almost 800 or 800 something paranormal investigations, you know, in that area. And it's like, you know, you go out enough, you're going to see ghosts. You're going to see things. We've gone out a lot. I've seen things. I've brought things back. And I've brought some good stories. You know, there's been times we've had the shit hit the fan. And sometimes you go out, like, to the Valley of Fire, and, you know, you hear a few noises, and you're like, feel a few cold spots. You know, we felt a few. Went to Mouse's Tank where an Indian hung out. We found petroglyphs on canyon walls in the middle of nowhere. We off-roaded and hiked in a petrified forest. Climbed the side of a mountain to Elephant Rock. Ancient formations. A place where an ancient tribe disappeared. A tribe that also believed in visitors from the sky. And folks, you are listening to Angel of Thy Night Radio. And in closure tonight, I'm going to be playing a very special song. And the last song we played was by Mike Digital, called Anger Is My Friend. This song I'm playing is called Dig Up Her Bones. We have it on the Savannah Update because I wanted to promote Mike Digital's music, and Becky, because it was a good song. And so we got it up on those Savannah sites so that way when I get 1 million hits, 1 million people listen to his music. And we're going to play Dig Up Her Bones in tonight's show to finish off the show. So thank you, folks. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to the fucking Angel of Thy Night radio show. This is Lord Rick. We're going to bring you some very special investigations in the next weeks to come, live from Las Vegas. I love my fans. I love my members, my friends, and I wish them peace. And for those that are tuning in, make sure you check us out. Join UE Paradise join the Paranormal PHP board, go to the main site of www.paranormalghostsociety.org and click them and become a part of our community. Because the Paranormal and Ghost Society is not just about friendship. We're a family. And we've had a good time tonight. We've had a good show. And I thank you for listening in. Good night, folks.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.